Hello and welcome to another video from the United Devils. My name is Tom and we're going to look ahead to a predicted lineup as United face bottom place Norwich in the FA Cup on Saturday afternoon. In Friday's press conference, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was pretty clear that there's going to be a few changes, which I do not think comes as much of a surprise given the fixture congestion after the lockdown break. So let's jump straight into predicted lineup. In goal, I think Romero is going to get a start in the FA Cup. I think it's a good game to give him an opportunity to play, particularly given De Gea's errors in recent matches against Tottenham, for example. De Gea hasn't been at it this season, and I think he's getting away with quite a lot in that position at the moment, so I think it's a good opportunity for Romero to come in. Back four, I think Dalot is going to get a start in this game. Solskjaer was pretty clear that there's going to be some rotation. I think he'll want to save Wan-Bissaka for the Premier League match against Brighton, which will be shortly after the Norwich game on Saturday. In defence, also at centre-back pairing, I think Maguire is going to remain. I think he's key to United's defence, even though he did make that error a couple of games ago against Tottenham. I think alongside him is going to be Eric Bailly. I think it's time that he got another opportunity in the side, and I think against a pretty lacklustre Norwich team, it's a good idea to give him an opportunity. At left back, I think that obviously Williams is going to come in because Luke Shaw has got that plague of injuries in the past, and I think this game's going to come too soon for him after the Sheffield United match. So I think Williams is going to get a chance there. I think that Williams is an adequate replacement actually for Shaw, even though Shaw's been okay in the last few games. I think Ollie's going to go for a 4-2-3-1, and I think he's going to bring Fred and McTominay back in for this one. I think McTominay was quite unlucky to miss out in midweek against Sheffield United. And I think Fred is also going to come back into the team. I think those two have proved that their partnership is significantly improving, and it's definitely a lot more confident to see them both in the team as what it was before. I then think Solskjaer's going to go to a 3 across the front midfield. I think Fernandes should occupy that central position, but don't be too surprised to see him rested for this one. But I do think that it's important for continuity that Fernandes does start. I think Lingard is going to get a chance in this game, whether that be from the left or the right. I think it's probably from the left side of midfield. Solskjaer was saying in his press conference on Friday that he has a lot of energy. Remains to be seen how well Lingard does. He hasn't really kicked on from one good season that he probably had a couple of years ago, which has been disappointing for him. It's not a young player anymore. Mata, I think, is going to get a start in this game. I think he's going to come in, and I think he will operate from the right-hand side of midfield and have the opportunity to drop into a more central role at times. In a game against Norwich in the Premier League, where I was lucky enough to go to Old Trafford, he was sensational. He was a man of the match performer in that game, and I think the slow pace of Norwich's defence and their general play will suit Mata and his creativity, so I think he can exert some control and influence in this game. Up front, I think Martial should continue leading the line. I hope he gets a start after his first hat-trick for United in midweek against Sheffield, but don't be too surprised to see Ighalo come on maybe quite early on in the match, perhaps as early as 50 minutes if United are in front, because I think Solskjaer will be looking ahead to the Brighton game. Norwich are clearly threatened with relegation. I think that they are doomed. I think their fate was sealed pre-Christmas, to be honest, unfortunately for them. This could mean that they're quite up for it in the FA Cup, but they have conceded 34 shots, which is the most of any Premier League team that has only played 2 games, and that's since the lockdown. I think Norwich have conceded 4 goals, so there should be plenty of opportunity for Martial and co to create opportunities. I think Mata could be quite central in this game, particularly as I do not think Pogba will start it. Do not be surprised to see Pereira come back in. Perhaps he may start ahead of Lingard, and Lingard may have a role from the bench. I also wouldn't be too surprised to see Dan James have significant minutes in this game. And also, as mentioned before, Ighalo may get a run out. So let's just recap. I think it will be a 4-2-3-1. Romero in goal. Right back Dalot. Centre back pairing of Bailly and Maguire. I think Williams deserves a chance in this game. I think he'll get a run in at left back. And then Fred and McTominay to be the double pivot in midfield. And then a front midfield three of Mata, Fernandes and Lingard. I think Mata has been particularly unlucky not to get some more minutes. But obviously competition for places is higher than previously with the introduction of Fernandes, who has made a fantastic difference to the squad. And then up front, I think Martial should start. I hope he does. And hopefully he'll have his minutes managed if United are winning the game comfortably at, say, 50 minutes. I think it could be a good chance for Ighalo to come on. That's it for this video. I think that there will be some rotation. I wouldn't be surprised to see some shocks to the starting lineup. If you haven't already, I'll check out the United Devils website, have a look at an article on the Sheffield United game, 5 things learned. I think that's a very good article and I definitely urge people to have a look. Lastly, a score prediction. I think United are going to be comfortable winners in this one, so I'm going to go with 3-0. That's it for this video. Thank you.